Hi, my name is Mark, and I was a caregiver for my mother for about 40 years. It was about 40 years ago that her health problems started. I found out about a caregiver support group that was connected with North York Community Housing at the time, and found that they were a great safe space for me. They were a place where I could talk about the problems, issues, and not feel like I was being judged by anyone, and hear from people with similar problems to the ones that I had. I would suggest that anybody who is a caregiver join a support group, because they provide you with a place where you can confide things in people when you might not be able to tell your friends who aren't caregivers about the same issues. You can hear from people who are struggling with the same issues as you are, possibly seek advice if you want to, generally feel encouraged and have a group of people that you can lean on emotionally and provide an emotional leading post to others as well. I would suggest to anybody else who is in the same situation, anybody else who is a caregiver, to seek a support group and not be afraid that they're going to judge you, because I'm sure that if you can find a support group similar to the one that I still belong to, people won't be judgmental of you. I was concerned about being judged too, concerned that if I said anything that sounded like I was complaining, they might think I wasn't honoring my parents enough, but nobody in my group has ever said anything judgmental like that. A good part of the virtual meetup is that it's nice to not have to commute to a special place. Now I live quite a distance from where the caregiver group used to meet in person. The downside of virtual is that it's a lot harder to get to know other members of the group, not as easy to go out for coffee afterwards or anything like that. My advice would be to make sure that you have at least one other person that you can talk to about caregiving. Join a support group if you can find one. Don't be ashamed to disclose. Don't be ashamed that people will judge you if you are struggling. I would also say it's good to try to make as many connections as possible. Talk with other people and do networking to help discover resources. You can make one connection, and one connection can lead to another, and so on and so forth.